As we spend today, the 20th anniversary of 9/11, reflecting on the indelible images of that day and the seismic shift that our lives and nation have endured in the 2 decades since, how can we, in this actionable present moment, transform the memories and emotions from our past into a purposeful, meaningful, deliberate, and powerful future? I'm Jack Hart from the Blue Courage team. Turning to our nation's history to make sense of that question before us, I looked at our nation's response to the surprise attack on Pearl Harbor on December the 7th, 1941. While anger and a thirst for revenge may have been the visceral response, what defined the greatest generation was their transformation from awakening into resolve. The Indian philosopher Patanjali, author of the Yoga Sutras over 2,200 years ago, discussed this resolute transformation when he said, "When you are inspired by some great purpose, dormant forces, faculties, and talents become alive, and you discover yourself to be a greater person by far than you ever dreamed yourself to be." We saw it in the aftermath of 9/11. We saw the spiritual and patriotic awakening turn into a call to serve that many people answered, including Pat Tillman from the Arizona Cardinals, who not only gave up a professional career, but his life in service for others and our nation's highest ideals. We learned from the short film Boat Lift the story of the evacuation of Lower Manhattan by boat after 9/11, how everyday people came together and pulled off one of the greatest rescues in history. While the evacuation of Dunkirk in the Second World War rescued 350,000 British and French soldiers over 9 days, the boat lift of 9/11 rescued 800,000 civilians in just over 9 hours. And who were these heroes? One was a middle-aged Caucasian boat worker with no front teeth and a mullet. Another was an African-American man with a gold front tooth. And if you saw either of them walking down the street in your jurisdiction, you could form some preconceived, implicit, conditioned opinions about who they are and what they stand for. And yet these men said of their heroics that day, this was just everyday people coming together. You couldn't have planned anything like this. There's a little bit of hero in everyone. Look inside. It will come out if need be. Wow, Mr. Rogers was right when he said it's hard not to love someone when you know their story. This moment in history today is a call for a reawakening, a shifting of hearts and minds where we are never the same again as we were 20 years ago. But what do we have to awaken to today? Who in our lives do we have to awaken to? What in this world around us do we need to awaken from passive observer into resolute humanitarian? Is it compassion, gentleness, inclusion, tolerance, love, respect, quieting our own egos for the greater good? Spend a few moments today filled with courage, asking yourself these David G. inspired gut check, simple yet profound questions that test your commitment and resolve on this hallowed day. Who am I when I'm the best expression of myself? What am I grateful for? What does my heart truly long for? Who in my life today can I express my resolute commitment to? Be safe, be well, and know that the Blue Courage team honors who you are and what you stand for.